Hello, everybody. Welcome back to another video. This is a kind of a pondering video. It's going to be brief, just kind of a discussion video. If you want to make this a thread, feel free to do that. We are on the cusp of Record Store Day, Black Friday. It is the day before Thanksgiving here in the United States, and we are really gearing up for the holiday season, Christmas, the shopping, decorations, all that stuff. And obviously, those that know that my channel know that I play a lot of Christmas music. I brought my box of Christmas CDs up today, but I've been listening a little bit here and there. Anyway, so I just thought that I would kind of bring up 5 artists that I think need to put out a full Christmas record. Now, a couple of these are, big classic rock names. Then a couple are, artists more in my wheelhouse. So indulge me for a moment, if you will, and we'll jump into it. So number one for me, I think out of all of these, this is the one that I'd probably want the most. And that is Van Morrison. Now, Van has done traditional songs in his vast catalog of recordings. I mean, he did a full traditional Irish folk album with the Chieftains in the late 80s, early 90s called Irish Heartbeat. Really solid stuff. He's done, songs of like, classic skiffle tunes. He's done, old hymns. So Van is no stranger to covering older songs, more songs that are known in like the public domain. And I think Van, with his older voice, really would give a good life, especially an Irish feel to a lot of these tunes. The Chieftains have a Christmas album. It would be great if he did something like that. But I can imagine hearing Van sing, Silent Night and again more of like the religious songs. I can't hear Van doing Santa Claus is coming to town. I'd kind of like him to do more something in the lines of like what Sting did on his record from about 10 years ago or so, Song for a Winter's Night or something like that. So I think Van Morrison would be a key artist to really bring out some really good feeling in a lot of those old Christmas hymns and more traditional religious tunes. So Van Morrison for me is number one. Number two, I would love to see the Avett Brothers do something. I'm a big fan of the Avett Brothers, obviously. Two brothers out of Concord, North Carolina. They are very relevant right now. They're still filling out big venues and have their roots planted a lot in harmonies and some bluegrass, some country tunes. They're big fans of Doc Watson, but also like 90s country. But I think they, again, they do a lot of covers in their concerts. They do a lot of hymns with their father. They did a gospel kind of album that they produced for their dad, named Jim Avett, called "Songs Are." No, sorry, from his children, from his children to ours, or something like that. I can't remember off the top of the head. But again, I think the Avett Brothers could do something very similar to what the Milk Carton Kids did, that album that I talked about a few videos back, where it's just Seth and Scott, kind of like their Gleam album series, where they have three, these EP kind of records where it's just the two of them, maybe a bass, and they're just doing acoustic versions of these tunes. Again, I could hear the two of them harmonize on, "Oh Come All Ye Faithful," or something like you know, uh, "Please Daddy, Don't Get Drunk This Christmas." I could really see them pulling out some songs like that. "Christmas Time's a Comin'," that kind of stuff. I really think they could really do some good work and call it like the Gleam 4, holiday edition, Christmas edition, whatever. So the Avett Brothers would be way up there for me as well. Number three, again, these are in no particular order. Paul McCartney. Now, obviously, Paul McCartney has, an older voice. A lot of people like to complain about it, this and that. I'm not here to do that. I'm never somebody that says an artist needs to step down if they're still able to do their craft. Now, there are artists out there that are lip syncing. There are artists that I won't mention, but go out there and are essentially just holding their instrument and not doing anything else. At that point, that's kind of when you need to step aside. But if you're still up there, you're still giving the audience your voice, you're playing. I have no issue with you playing until you're 100 years old. Chuck Berry did it. Tony Bennett did it, and it looks like people like McCartney are doing it as well. But McCartney had that record from 2009, 2010 called Kisses on the Bottom, where he did like the old standard songs. And he did do a version called like Christmas Kisses or something like that, where he did the Christmas song, Chestnuts Roasting on an Open Fire. Obviously, he's also done Wonderful Christmas Time and things like that. So there is a full Christmas album in there somewhere, but I think that he should do it, a la Kisses on the Bottom. I think he should do it very soft. He shouldn't strain his voice. And I think that would go over very well. Get people like that he worked with on that record. Get Diana Krall, John Pizzarelli, David Foster, maybe somebody like that, to work with him in the studio and really make it kind of a more of a jazz record. Don't make it a McCartney pop record. Just do it very traditionally. I think McCartney would be a great artist to lend his 2 cents to the vast catalog of Christmas music that's out there. Number 4, this is going to go over, some people are going to hate it. Some people are going to agree with me. I'm talking to you, Chris Mann. John Mayer. I think John Mayer would put out a great blues Christmas album. I've recently been listening to this record right here that came out this year, the Chess Recordings, the Chess Records Christmas album. Obviously, it's got stuff, like Charles Brown, Chuck Berry, people like that are, putting out, Merry Christmas Baby, Run Run Rudolph, different soulful versions of classic Christmas songs. And I think John, if you do like a John Mayer trio kind of situation, get Pino Palladino on the bass, get Steve Jordan on the drums, do a blues Christmas album. That would be awesome to reintroduce a lot of those songs that aren't played on the radio. I mean, we get, Merry Christmas Baby, we get Run Run Rudolph, but I mean, songs like Christmas Blues by the Ramsey Lewis Trio, or Santa Claus by Sonny Boy Williamson. That's a great tune. Hey Santa Claus is a great kind of like, I don't know, kind of like Brian Setzer Orchestra kind of stuff. I think John would be great doing that as a trio. And I think it would be a hit. I mean, even if he does, an EP kind of thing, I think John Mayer doing Christmas blues would be great. Not pop John Mayer playing electric guitar. That would be fantastic. Do Chess Records music. Do, soul music, the old blues Christmas tunes. There's a ton of great ones out there, and I think John would be fantastic with it. And lastly, this one would probably be less of a surprise to people, but that's going to be Bruce Springsteen. Obviously, Bruce had big hits with Santa Claus is Coming to Town and Merry Christmas Baby. They both showed up on those compilations that came out in the 80s and 90s. A Very Special Christmas for the Special Olympics charities. I think Bruce, again, he's put out that record, Only the Strong Survive, which was full of, old soul and R&B tunes. Again, Bruce could do it. Bruce could give us really good Christmas music in that style. He's got the E Street Band. He's got the horn section. His voice is still pretty good. I mean, the last couple of albums have been really good. Letter to You, again, vocally, he's very good. Only the Strong Survive, Western Stars, all those albums, Bruce sounds fantastic, and now he's in his 70s. So again, I think that would be a fantastic thing for Bruce to do, to give us a full Christmas album. Again, do those songs, re-record those 2 songs that I mentioned earlier. Do it, Phil Spector style, where you've got this big wall of sound like he did so much with Born to Run, The River and stuff like that. Just give us a really solid album. And again, that's kind of what some of these older artists are good at, is reinterpreting old songs. They're older, they might not have the same drive to write songs that they used to, but they still have the talent. They're able to present reinterpretations of these classic songs. So again, those are the 5 artists that I think should put out full Christmas records. Let me know what you think. Give me your 5 below. Make a response if you want. If you're a Christmas fan, I would love to hear it. I think it'd be really fun. So that does it for me. In the meantime, y'all be good. Take care. Happy Thanksgiving to everybody who is celebrating that. And I will see you probably around Black Friday to talk about Black Friday vinyl that I picked up for Record Store Day. All right. Take care. We'll see you in the next one. Bye now.